Hello guys, good morning. What's up? Welcome back to the channel. As always, thank you so much for staying tuned and watching the video. If you like the content that I'm putting out, do click like and subscribe, and hope you can share out to your friends. And I'm hoping to reach as many mini fans out there as possible. Okay, so today is just a basic walkthrough. Yesterday it just crossed my mind that there are many people out there who actually want a mini, but they're not too sure, or maybe there's not many people out there that's actually sharing the cost, right? I think I have tried to include the prices in some of my previous videos, tapi not everybody wants to modify their cars, right? Some just wants to maintain their car. Okay, so today, as you all know, my car is a F56. This is a mini 3-door Cooper S. The things that I'm going to go through today, the pointers are shared among all the other F series. So F55 5-door, F60 Countryman, F54 Clubman, and not to forget F57 the convertible. So it's quite some basic things. I try to include the prices as well, and where you can find reliable places to conduct all these services. And of course, as usual, we all love our cars, so please do take some time and find this. Okay, this should be in your car as well, the owner's handbook. Some of the things that I'll be touching here today is also related for the book, and there's always so much that you can know from for your car if you spend a little bit of time and go through here. So okay, before we get to the main video, I just want to do something different today. I would like to include just a short introduction to the channel. Okay, as you all know, my name is Irfan. I'm a sales advisor for Mini Bangsa. I've been with the Mini brand since 2016. Previously, I was running my own company for 5 years. So business was bad, so I decided to find something else to venture to. And being me, I always try to be honest with myself, as honest as possible. So I have always had the general admiration towards cars. Specifically is the older BMWs, E30, E36, E46, E39, E28, macam-macam lah. So while I actually after I left the company, you can say I was this close to declaring bankruptcy. So times were bad, so I sold off my Ford Ranger. Luckily, the company did not have any debt, so it was quite not so challenging to move on. And I did Uber for a while. That time there wasn't any Grab yet in Malaysia, so I was doing Uber for a couple of months just to get by, and while I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And so along the way, I know that I love cars. It's not that I'm technical, I'm not a mechanically inclined guy. Cuma I think we can all agree that cars are a hobby. Yes, definitely. There's a lot of passionate people that putting their effort and time towards their cars, and I always felt that cars are an extension of oneself. You know, it's also your alter ego. It's, for me, my car is my best friend. It takes me places, it brings me to meet new friends, and basically carry you to new heights. So having that in mind, and I also know that I like to meet new people, I like to listen to people's stories, I like to be a sponge. I like to listen and hear other people's experiences and hopefully adapt to mine. And well, generally a friendly guy lah. So when I joined Mini 2016, because I saw an ad in Job Street, it's actually for Mini. So at the time, being like everyone else, the general perception of Mini, I was like, reading the advertisement, I was like, hey, Mini is such a small car, it's a chick's car, it's a expensive car. All these negative thoughts came to mind. But then I did some research. I found out that the company actually sells BMW as well. So I was thinking, okay, I like cars, I like to meet people, and one important part here is that I know that I'm a hardworking guy. I love to work, so I prefer to have an income that is parallel to the effort that I put in. Basically, the more I work, the more I get lah. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. And number 4 is that I was looking to use Mini as a stepping stone to go into BMW next. Okay, but after I joined, thanks to my ex-boss as well, she really groomed me well. And after looking at the brand's history, being the underdog in most of the motorsport histories back then, and after driving it for a few months, I was like, oh man, this is really something different. The car is really something different. Again, Mini has always been the brand that we are not trying to win everybody else. We have never been trying to do that. We are still at quite a nominal level of horsepower and all that. Specification, features, gadgets, we are not that high end, but it's more of a lifestyle car. But at the same time, it's a very safe car, and it's quite timeless. It's quite iconic. The design doesn't fade over time, and one important part that I've noticed after joining Mini is that most of the Mini owners are generally quite cool. We're quite laid back because nobody's there to compete with one another. For example, right, if you arrive in an old classic Mini, or you arrive in the most latest JCW, most highest end Mini, no one is like gonna look at you, oh, old car, okay lah, I don't want to talk to you. There's no ego involved. So it's a very welcoming community. So I'm very lucky to have got myself into the brand. And so after moving forward, I've always felt like the title sales advisor is quite a short-lived relationship. I prefer to be on the long-term end with my clients, as I always have been doing before. So I always carry myself as your friend. In a way, I am your friend that helps you take care of the car, from not just when you're buying the car, because generally I guess people assume that the salesperson is just the person that helps you arrange the purchase, inspection, loan and all that. Tapi for me, I would like to be there to the end until you sell off your Mini, and possibly you will get another new Mini as well. Because for me, relationship is key, and honesty is key. And being an owner myself, I have also went through the trial and errors my own on my own. I experienced the ownership myself, and I like to be I like to present myself as the Mini sales advisor that's also the Mini owner, and I am in between, right? So along my career in Mini, it's always been something common when people will call me up, or some stranger will call me, hey, I got your number from blah blah blah, I'm looking for this car, I actually found this car, can you help me to look at this car? And I will always try my best to help. And then more often than not, people will shoot me questions on the internet or Facebook, and I'm actually glad to help, because because nothing is about not because not everything is about dollars and cents, right? Sometimes it just gives me satisfaction to be able to help another fellow Mini owner in solving their issues, or joining the Mini community. So when the first MCO strike, that was when I thought, hey, I think I've already been doing this, so I think I should expand it on a digital scale, on a digital platform. And being around talented YouTubers like the Horizon team, it has really opened up my mind to do it. Initially, I was reluctant, to be frank with you, because I put a lot of time into my work, because for me it doesn't feel like work. So I was worried if I would not have the time to consistently put out content, and if you can see, I don't really have much equipment. Being a perfectionist, I want something to be great, but now, like, my iMac is not here, my other camera is not here, but you know what? Who cares? I just want to put it's just something I want to put out there, and hopefully this video will able to help anybody out there. And if you guys are interested, do join our Facebook group as well, the Cooper Cartel. It's actually there's actually many groups on the internet that you can go. You can look for Mini Pattern Group, you can look for Cooper Cartel. Cooper Cartel is something I started, is a little bit more towards the modification side, so anybody can discuss what options they want to do. And it's actually a very new thing. but due to the MCOs, the second MCO, so we're quite delayed, but never mind. Anyway, just to share a little bit of why this channel came around, okay? And thanks to Horizon team, Bobby, Thomas, Chris, a lot of you have supported me and also giving me some pointers in how to start the channel. And I definitely agree that it's not for profit. The profit is not at the top one priority. The priority here is to provide information and hopefully give help to the people who actually is looking for help. All right, okay. So without further ado, let's go back to the main topic of the day. First thing I want to talk about is the engine oil. I guess that's the most basic question of all time. So for the B48 engine in the Mini Cooper S, Mini Cooper S is using 5.25 liters of engine oil. Okay, then the type of oil, it has to be a fully synthetic oil, and based on the manual book that I was reading just now, it's recommended for Malaysia is 0W30, 0W40, 5W30, 5W40. But personally, from my own experience, I am much more comfortable with 5W30. Okay, 530. And currently I'm using is the engine oil by Manol. Okay, so engine oil by Manol. So this is a product from Germany. Alright, so if you can see, there's something here called ester. Alright, so this is an ester based oil. I'm not going to touch too much into details for that. Okay, so this particular oil set me back around 370 ringgit for a total of 5 liters. Okay, so total of 5 liters is about 370 ringgit. Kalau if let's say you go back to service center, Auto Bavaria or Ingress Auto or whoever, you're looking at around a total of 750, including labor and oil filter. So not much difference actually. If you ask me, to maintain a Mini is relatively cheap. Okay, and every time you change your engine oil, you have to buy this. This is the oil filter. So this is original by BMW. Okay, I bought this from Bavarian Auto and it cost me around, if I'm not mistaken, it's about 50 ringgit. Okay, so by this combination, Manol and also the original oil filter, that was about a total of 420. Labor depend on shop, roughly is about 70 ringgit, 40 ringgit or even 100 ringgit, depends on where you go lah. Alright, okay, and actually a lot of different applications for engine oil. It depends on what you want to use it for. Okay, and for me, I mostly just daily my car. Nowadays don't really bring the car in for track day so much. Kalau pergi track, then I will be using a different engine oil, because going under track, you're exerting the car for high stress and high heat, high temperatures, so you might need a thicker oil in order to last longer. But again, I'm not talking about that today. So today I'm just going to go through the basic things, the common things that people are looking for. Okay, next up is probably your... Okay, so next up, let's talk about ATF, automatic transmission fluid, or another word is gearbox oil. So for local cars with warranty, or even outside, Mini and BMW declares that their gearbox oil is for lifetime. So it does not need, or it doesn't require to be changed. Tapi if you ask any other BMW owners out there, they still generally change their transmission fluid. So what this thing helps is, in the sense, your gearbox, when you're driving, you rasa a bit jerking, so it might be due to a dirty transmission fluid. So if you have warranty, please don't do this. But if you do not have warranty, if you have a used car or your car is a recon car, yes, by all means go ahead. So for gearbox fluid, you're looking at around 5.5 liter, 5.5. So if you're buying original, again buying from BMW, if I'm not mistaken, is about 1,000 something for the 5.5 liter, and I think labor is not much, probably 80-70 ringgit. So like for me, based on recommendation from our friends at M Power in Cheras, Mr. Lim. So Lim is also one of our old time Mini Owners Club member. So based on his recommendation, he is also using an OEM brand. You might have heard of it. It's called Febi, Febi. So with the Febi fluid, 5.5 liter, including labor, and it set me back around 300 ringgit. So by doing this, you are getting a more direct shift. The shifting becomes more smoother, and you should carry this out. Depends on your driving. I can say probably 30,000 to 60,000. Depends. For me, if I feel it starts to be a little bit weird, then I'll just change it lah. Okay, now let's talk about brakes, brake pads, brake fluid. Assuming you are using a Mini Cooper S, whereby your front is a 2-piston brake and the rear is a single piston. Okay, so for those with warranty, please just go back to service center, or else it will void your warranty. So speaking for the other guys, myself included, those without warranty, so if you were to buy an original brake disc, original brake pad, and original brake pad sensor, you have to change the sensor together, because when you remove the pad, the sensor needs to be new, so that it will update in the infotainment system where your brake pad needs to be changed. Okay, so I bought from Bavarian Auto as well. So original disc for the front, I think both of them total up to about 600 something. So plus minus 300 each for left and for right. Brake pad is about 350, around there. Sensor is around 50 bucks. So in total, when I changed mine at M Power in Sunway quite some time ago, so original pads, original disc, original sensor, with labor is about 1,100 something. Okay, for the rear, same concept. Disc, pad and sensor, if you're just changing all of this together, the front will be about 1,001, 1,002, whereas the rear will be roughly about 1,000, slightly lesser than the front. Okay, probably I want to talk about tires, your wheels and rims. If you're using a 17-inch, depends on the brand, you're looking at around 300 to 500 per tire, depends on which brand you're looking for. Personally, I would recommend Michelin Pilot Sport 4, Michelin PS4. It's quite a good versatile tire for all-rounder. So if you're a slow driver, fast driver, whatever, it's still something that can meet your needs. So that's the one that I said costs around 400 something. Wheels and rims, there's many choices, I guess, ranging from 2,000, 3,000 all the way to 11,000, 15,000 for all I know. So I will leave that part to you. But basically, prices for the tires are around there lah. If you are using JCW, so that's 18-inch, or even if you're using Countryman, which is 19-inch, so 18-inch roughly 500 to 700 or 900 per tire. And for the 19-inch, they are bigger, so you're looking at around 1,000 onwards for a non-run flat tire. For those who are using run flats, okay, the reason for run flat is it's a more safety feature for the car, so that if anything you experience puncture, your car will still be movable and drivable, and you can drive yourself over to the tire shop and get the tire inspected and remove the screw or nail or whatever that's causing the puncture. Remove it and then just plug it back in with the rubber worm, which is going to cost you about 7 or 10 ringgit, and the tire will still be usable. Alright, now I'm going to talk about some filters. So you have a air intake filter at the front there. Okay, air intake filter. The job is to filter all the air that comes in from the front, debu, dust, sand, stone and all that, in order to ensure that your turbo system, your engine system always gets a clean air instead of getting sand and dirt inside the engine system. So the air filter, if original, you're looking at around 170 ringgit for original. You can also choose a drop-in filter. Drop-in filter is the same pattern, slightly better material, and it's reusable. Okay, because original air filters you cannot wash and reuse. It's pakai buang. So you spend a little bit more, get a BMC or KNN filter. So that's going to cost you around 400 or 500 ish. But at least you can just remove it, wash it on your own, re-oil it again and put it back there. Okay, so you save your cost instead of buying the original one 3 or 4 times and you pakai buang. Next up will probably be your aircon filter. You will also have a filter down there at the steering. Basically that thing's job is to filter the air as well. So if you notice a bit of smell coming, so it's probably the filter that's already aged. Air filter one set around 300 for original from Mini. Okay. Alright guys, so we have arrived to the final part of the video. So we have covered everything that we have said just now. So let's move on to where you can actually find and source for the parts that you need in order to carry out the jobs that was listed just now. Aircon filter, intake filter, brake pads, brake discs, sensors and blah blah blah. Okay, personally for me, I will engage with Bavarian Auto. Okay, they're an independent company that brings in original items for BMW, Mercedes, Mini, I think Porsche as well, directly from Germany, and they sell it. But they are just a place that sells the items. Okay, they don't provide any installation or any services. Simply a retail shop lah, if you may. If you want, you can also directly go to these workshops that I will list out here, because they can also buy the items from Bavarian Auto or anywhere else themselves. But depends, some items I want to DIY, so I just go to Bavarian Auto, get it and do it myself. Okay, so now moving on to the suggestions of workshops in my area. Okay, so before I head to the list, these places that I will mention here, I have personally sent my car there, and most of the Mini owners in the Mini community that I know often visits these places as well. There have been many compliments about these places. They provide very good service, knowledgeable. Some are Mini specialists and some are catering to all other brands as well. Tapi what's most important for everyone here is all of these shop owners, they are Mini owners themselves. So it's easy for me to have a conversation with them about maintenance of my car, and they can share their maintenance issues on their car as well. And when they hear feedbacks from their own clients, the other Mini owners, so you can compile that experience and hopefully they can give a sound advice to us lah. Okay, so I'll start with okay, so I will start with the most popular one, I guess, EZS Motorsport. Unfortunately, he is slightly further away. He's located in Ipoh, Perak. But I guess EZS has one of the longest experience, okay, regarding Mini. Next one will be a bit nearer to all of us in Klang Valley. So that will be Moose 6 Gear Automotive. That's the shop name, located in Laman Glameri, Shah Alam. And next one, let's go with M Power. So M Power is located in Desa Tun Razak Ceras, and also another branch in Sunway. And last but not least, it will be RS Garage in Sunway by Adam and Lee. Okay, as I mentioned previously, all these guys, they have assisted me so much. I've done my, okay, let me try to list out. I've done my ATF fluid change in M Power. I've done my brake pad replacement in M Power and also in RS Garage, and all the other modification things I've done. I replaced my bumper at RS Garage. I'm replacing my coilover system in RS Garage. So basically all these places are places that I visit myself, and hopefully my good experience with them will be the same when you have a visit there on your own as well. I have recommended these places to other Mini members in our group. Okay, and so far everyone was quite happy. We had JCW Pro exhaust installation in RS Garage, string alignment done in Moose. Okay, and many more lah. There's just many countless stories. There was something that I forgot to add during the introduction part, um, about when I got my Mini. I totally forgot to share that. So I started when I was in 2016, when it was 2016. Remember the whole bankruptcy thing? So at that point of time, the first few months, I didn't even have any money. I had to borrow my mom's money every time I'm going to work, and I'm always doing overtime there because I want to learn as much as possible, as fast as possible, so that I can earn back as quickly as possible. Alright, and fast forward a year later, I bought my MyV. At the time, I was doing okay, I guess, but I just needed my own car because I was putting a lot of time at work, so I didn't want to burden my mom, and so I got the MyV. And fast forward a year later, which is 2018, after a year after I got the MyV, there's actually this car that I have always been eyeing. This particular customer, she doesn't really drive around a lot. She has the car in the color that I want, and I got a very good package lah, if you ask me, because most of the time servicing her car, it was me who brought it to the service center because she lives very nearby to the showroom, and I didn't mind to help out, and she gave some tips lah, in order to send the car to service. And when she decided to sell the car, I was actually excited because I thought to myself, hey, when else can you get this chance? A car that still has warranty, I think another 2 years, I think, yeah. And guess the mileage of the car. After 2 years plus, the car had only run at around 16,000 kilometers. So I was like, hey, oh man, I need to get my hands on it. I need to buy the car that I'm so in love with. And another part of me wants to buy the car in order to advance my career in Mini, because I know I love the brand so much. I know I love the car so much. Okay, so and this will be the next step, next phase in my career lah, I guess. Okay, so if any of my clients are watching, you guys are the best. You guys rock. Thanks for supporting me, and I'm feeling very nostalgic when I was creating this video. Remembering about all the steps that happened these few years, it has been surreal. It has been surreal. Mini has really changed my life, and I hope you guys are well. You know, you can call me anytime if you have any issues with the car, if you want to get another new car. Okay, I always have you guys in my heart. Okay, and remember, Mini says make every day legendary and live to inspire. Okay, cheers, ciao.